welcome to this episode of the Forever the Optimist podcast. This week is a tough one that we've both been trying to put off for the last half an hour, but it's going to be all on grief. And with me is Kerry.
Hi.
So, because we have been trying to put it off, I think we should just dive straight into it.
I know. Well, where do we start with it, really? What do you think? But this is like a conversation we've never had with each other.
Yeah, we haven't. We actually haven't. We've touched on it a little bit.
It's like ice skating around it, though, isn't it? Like you never know what to say to the person and what's their touchy point.
I always find as well, people expect me to know what to say.
Yeah.
And I have no idea.
I find though that people, the ones that are in the toughest part of grief are usually the ones that are comforting the ones around them, like the outer circle.
Yeah.
And you should get, I'm diving straight in here.
Sure.
You don't get a chance to grieve, but everyone else is doing the grieving for you.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I wanted to ask you, but maybe we should do a little background on why we can talk about this.
Okay.
Well, in May this year, my older brother passed away due to addiction to alcohol, which was only 4.5 years after losing my dad to a very rare infection that 164,000 people get. And then my mum was 5 years before that with esophageal cancer. So in the space of 10 years, mum, dad, brother have all gone.
No, well, so where my background is, so I lost my dad suddenly 5 years ago, and then my mum a few months after that. So mine was like literally, I had my daughter in the January, lost my dad in the April, and my mum in the August. So I had one hell of a year.
Yeah. I mean, I thought mine was took 5 years apart. How you've done it a couple of months apart.
Yeah, like when we speak, I look at people how they grieve when they've just lost someone, and I feel mine was completely different. The way I grieved for both of my parents was on completely different ends of the scale. I never grieved for them in the same way. It was completely different.
Yeah, I found you don't choose how you grieve.
Oh no,
It just is, but
yeah.
each one has been different.
When my dad died, I grew. I was just sobbing. I just lost it. I was that easy. But then with me mum, I didn't cry. I was the one there. I was like the rock. I was like, I couldn't cry at the funeral. I just had no emotion. I think I just suppressed a lot. So as soon as my mum died, I could defend it for both me mum and dad. It was like I just put a block on, and it wasn't like it's only now that really my grief is hitting me in deep ways where I never allowed it to penetrate me.
Yeah.
What were you like?
My mum, I would say my mum broke my heart. My dad shattered me because I was the same as you. I say I was my father's daughter. I wasn't like daddy's girl. I was power tools and football with my dad. Yeah. And I closed off after my dad passed away. So I do get that. I was crying and I was sad, but I didn't grieve until like my dad passed in December. We had his funeral at the beginning of January. Went into lockdown in the March, but I lived with my dad. So I was locked down in the house on my own. The first 3 weeks I had a ball. I'm not going to lie, I was in the go. That went I had a ball. We had the pensioner paid out. I didn't need to do any online training or anything. Then it was when he announced the second lock. I was sat in the garden one day and it suddenly hit me.
Yeah.
And I sat in my back garden and I sobbed. I don't even know what brought it on. I think I just started thinking of my dad and I cried and I cried.
I feel like, I don't feel like I'm an expert in this in any way, shape or form, but I can understand the pain for people. Now further down the line, I feel I understand it a lot more. And that's one of the things I always explain. Like, I never try and say, this is how you're going to feel it. It's never that. I just say, just be prepared. It will come in waves of emotion. You can be fine. You can be walking down the street and the next minute you burst out crying. It doesn't really determine where you are or what you're doing. It'll just go boom, hit ya, and that's it. It takes over.
I find with me, people tend to be like, oh, how are you feeling about Christmas or Father's Day or the birthdays? It's not them days that hit you. You can prepare for them. You know they're coming. It'll be walking into, say, a shop and a song comes on or a smell.
That's the biggest
and you've
one.
gone. You've gone. And it's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
So one of the questions I want to ask you, what advice would you give to someone who has newly lost someone, a family member or a loved one?
Allow yourself to feel. I get emotional when I say this because it literally near killed me for not allowing myself to feel. Because I just I stonewalled it. I was like, I can't. I had a newborn baby and no family. I had to be a strong individual. And by me trying to be like that, it almost killed me because it turned to other things, it turned to drinking. It was like, I lost sight of me, where on the journey I've been on, I've learned by letting that in, was allowing yourself to feel the emotion. And do you know what? It might be painful for a little bit, but you know, when you've let that emotion out, some good memory will come and then you'll start laughing or you'll start memorising good things, and it's not all the darkness that you remember then. Where when you're just blocking that grief off, you're not allowing the good to come through as well as the bad.
That's it.
It's something that never goes away.
And I found that when my brother passed away, especially the way it happened with him and all that, I found that it brought back not grieving properly for my dad.
Yeah.
And I do feel like since then I have. When I say not grieving properly, I was never one of these that couldn't admit what had happened. I knew what had happened. I knew they were never coming back.
So you know, the scariest thing for me is the thought I'm never going to see. Like the one thing that gets me through, and probably gets most people through, is when it's my time, I'm going to see them again. What terrifies me is if that doesn't happen.
No, I'll be less honest. I do think, I don't think there's like a heaven and all that, but there is something else.
Yeah.
There has to be. Maybe I think that because of what's happened, and I need to think that. I will hope that. So we're literally like, so we're raised that as soon as you can get that body back, we get it back and it's laid out at home. Yeah, we're the opposite to that. Ours is in the chapel. Oh no, we're home. But I'm not that. That's what I was raised. So that's what I felt I had to do. Yeah, so that's what I felt I had to do. So when my mum done it with my dad, she was like, he's not staying there, he's coming home. So then as soon as I'm getting my mum's home, I was like, coming home. But on that day, as soon as her body went out the door, my family went out the door, and I was left on my own in the house. And I was just like, I was walking around and I was like, I walked into the room and it was like, she's not there no more. And then she had a big mirror next to her bed. And I got raised that if someone dies while there's a mirror in the room, you've got to shatter it, otherwise the soul gets trapped in it. So I was standing there, I was looking at the mirror and I was thinking, you really have done me over here, haven't you, Mary? That was my mum's name. I was thinking, I've got to go and get 7 years of bad luck smashing this mirror. I was like, after these 5 years, I think it's ever worked. So I took that in the garden and smashed it, and then I come in the house. And for the first few days, I was on my own. There was no one here. My daughter was on holiday in Portugal. My family took her away because they knew what was happening. And I was on my own, and I just stayed in the living room. I was petrified to leave the room because I was like, my ma was going to jump out and say boo at some point. Like, I was petrified to see her go. For me, my dad was probably the worst one to watch. My mum, I went round on a Sunday after work to have my dinner. My mum was asleep and I knew she'd had chemo, not chemo, radio. Yes. And she was tired, so I didn't wake her up. I let her off sick and got the phone call at 8:10 to get back to her. We ended up in the hospital and she passed it just after 10. Yeah. So it was quick. My dad, he was ill for a couple of weeks and he was very old school. Not going to doctor. Don't need the doctors. And I begged him and begged him. To be fair, for a good 6 months because I knew something wasn't right. Yeah. And he was like, no, not going. I think it was a Monday night. He went to me, will you take me to hospital in the morning? I think I need to go to A&E. Oh, so all my life stopped. I knew it was bad because the day before, my dad didn't stay in bed. He stayed in bed all day. So I took him the next morning. They said to me he wouldn't need an operation. So I left him that night, got a phone call or woke up to a voicemail because I slept through the phone call. Your dad's in ICU. We had to do an emergency operation and went up to the hospital and they said, we're going to keep operating. I can't remember the word, basically he had a tissue eating disease and they were cutting it away trying to get a grip of it. He couldn't get a grip of it. So in the space of 3 days, he had 4 operations. Yeah. 2 in one day. So they didn't have an operation on the Friday or the Saturday. So I went up on my own on the Sunday with our Stephen. And as I'm getting out the car, the nurse phones me and goes, consultants just want to speak to you. And I knew what they were saying at the time. They were like, if we can do another operation, but what they were going to take away from him would have took so much of his pride and so much of his dignity. Yeah. And because I was down and next to kin, I had to make that choice. Yeah. Luckily, our boys were there. Well, I wouldn't let the surgeon talk until our Daniel got there. I was like, I knew what he was saying and didn't want to admit it. I remember walking in the first time my dad went in the hospital and seeing him on the ventilator and everything after he'd had the op.
Yeah.
and it breaking my heart. The machines round him, the
He
ventilator
would have
pulling his
hated
face
that
to one
though as well,
side,
wouldn't he?
all these drips and stuff. And I walked in, and funny, it was with my cousin, because our Steve couldn't come in, he waited outside, he just couldn't face it. And I remember looking at her and just going. Luckily, by the time Nardan got there, they swapped the ventilator to a mask and
Yeah.
stuff, so he didn't see the big
Yeah.
thing. I think he did anyway. At times, the morphine wasn't touching him.
Yeah.
Crying in pain, my dad never moaned about pain. It was horrible to see, for me, the strongest man I've ever known, buxom frail in that bed.
Yeah.
Knowing, you know it's inevitable, they told you that's going to happen. Obviously, you can't give you time scale.
Yeah.
At the same time, you don't admit it to yourself.
So now I sorry to
No,
take
no,
it just with my mum. So we found out she had the cancer in the June. We walked into the hospital just thinking she had a water infection, and the doctor just turned around to me and went, "Hi, Mary. So you are aware you've got stage 4 cancer and there's nothing we can do." That was it. That's how we found out she had cancer. My mum just went into shock, and I just looked at the doctor. What the hell are you doing? No, we don't know. No one's informed us of anything. She had a water infection. We're coming here to get that treated, and now you're telling us this. And they were like, "Oh, sorry, it's been miscommunicated." On top of what we were already going through with my dad, to suddenly have that.
Yeah.
And then but with my mum, it was just, she was gone by the August. It was, I think, 2-3 months, and
Yeah.
it was gone. Which I find that weird, because up until she was told she was ill, she wasn't ill.
Mm.
As soon as she
Like,
found
stable.
out she was ill, she was ill.
Mum had radio,
Yeah.
and this shows you how amazing my mum was. He actually found out in the November if cancer was terminal, there's nothing else he could do. Didn't want to tell me and the boys because she wanted one last Christmas with us. And he said she had 6 months.
So,
Yeah. So we had the most normal Christmas. She died this 19th of Jan. So you don't make it easy for you, do you?
oh no, well, my mum died on my brother's 30. She took that day off, so I was like, that's evil.
Yeah. Did you say before that your dad was alcohol related?
Yeah. My dad struggled with alcoholism his whole life. He had some childhood traumas, and it plagued him. It's why his marriage ended. It's why he was on his own. It's like a lot of things in life. So alcohol was the biggest cause. I'm trying to get it across. Alcoholism is a disease.
It is.
And
This is a lot what people don't understand. And at first, when our Stephen was going through it, I was like, well, just stop. Just stop. They can't.
Yeah.
It's a disease. And it's also one of the hardest ones because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Our society, and even now, like, let's go on a night out.
My dad, when he was sober, was just amazing. He was the most amazing person. My dad,
Where was my dad is, you know, when he passed away,
yeah.
like, I'm not, obviously, it's going to be quite raw for me now because it was only May that we lost our
Oh.
Steve. I sometimes feel really angry at Stephen. Not angry for me, more angry that, oh, Daniel's got upset by it. He knew, he got told years ago what was going to happen if he carried on drinking. He knew it was going to happen. He wanted to go be with my mum. He never got over losing my mum. I had to get really angry with him because of...
I get angry for my daughter, but she's lost out on a grandparent because of what he chose to do with his life. But I'm never going to blame him because he had his demons, and them demons just overtook him. I'm angry with him that what he did to himself, because if it wasn't for the alcohol, my dad was the most healthy person, but the alcohol killed him.
It's a tough one, innit? Because you had them to that, but you can understand that it's an illness and it was an addiction, and it's not a lot they could do about it. Because once it's got hold of you, it's in your mind, it's in everything.
Where you tend to drink, and unfortunately, this is the outcome. And that's the saddest part about it, is that now I'm sat on my own. I've got no family around me, and my daughter's got no grandparents. Through the nastiness of cancer and the nastiness of alcohol.
Yeah.
And that's what kills me. And if anything, I want to be able to say, listen, men need to speak, because if it doesn't come out now, it'll come out somewhere down the line.
Come out,
and it will kill you. If you've got to speak about things.
You're saying men, but you said before you suppressed your feelings.
No.
And that you started drinking.
Yeah.
You just need to get it out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the best way to put it.
But men,
but people, like with grief, do not bottle it up.
Yeah.
That it's like poison, right? It's like a seed. It festers and it grows internally like a tree, and the branches and the leaves. Think of it growing.
Yeah.
Right. And then that's how it's going to take over. You've got to live with your emotion And if you need help, don't be afraid to ask for it.
Yeah.
Everyone, there's always something there you can turn to.
Yeah.
Even when you feel like you've got nothing and you're at your lowest, the people that are meant to be in your life rise to the top and you see them for who they are.
So when my mum passed away, certain people were really nasty to me dad and said things about my dad that obviously got back to us.
Yeah.
I witnessed how upset that made my dad and what that did to my dad because he was like, I just lost the love of my life and my dad idolised my mum. I got really angry over that, so I cut them all off. And for 10 years, I haven't spoken to them. When Stephen was in hospital and he said he wasn't going to make it because he did speak to them, I swallowed my pride or my ego or whatever you want to say, and I allowed them to be there. They knew the only reason they were there was for Stephen.
Yeah.
But there was one who was really horrible at the hospital. We'd just been told he was going on palliative care. We'd just been told he was getting a morphine driver, which is a case of, that's it. It's the beginning of the end. And I was then panicking in that my baby brother's 33, might not make it home in time. We were trying to get him back to Scotland. And this auntie had turned up screaming and shouting and just not very nice things. But it was also the same auntie that rocked up at mine a week later and told me I died the same day Stephen did. Okay. And on top of grieving, I had that to deal with as well. But the reason I brought that up was I lost my mum and then had to, in a way, grieve for a family that I was brought up with. We were all brought up so close.
Yeah.
But I had to grieve for them, and that was through them being the way they were. You kind of went through the same thing.
Yeah. So my mum was one of 9 kids. My dad was one of 4. Big families. You know me now. Have I got any family around me? No. But I don't want them people in my life. They're gone.
Yeah. It's the thing people have had so many times. Oh, this family, you need to sort it out. Why?
I don't speak to my brothers.
I'm the one that ended up getting told I died the same day as my brother. I'm the one that gets all the abuse and
Yeah. And you're the one that's got left to pick everything up and try and cope on your own. And you're meant to be the big support as well. And it's like,
well, where were they when Stephen was ill? Stephen passed away. He was 43. You know when he actually passed? My overriding feeling.
Really?
Yeah. Because I'd had 5 years, if not a bit longer, of dealing with the alcohol.
Yeah.
Trying to live my life. But then I had this partner threatening me. I was dealing with that. And then I'm getting phone calls in the middle of the night. Stephen's back in the hospital. He's fell. He's done this. He was turning up on my doorstep at all different times of day and night. 5 years of this. And it got to the point where I was like, I just can't. So when he did actually pass away, I did feel relief.
Yeah.
But even now, the guilt that comes with feeling that relief.
But you shouldn't feel guilty. Did you see, when you said what you felt and I answered straight away, relief? I think everyone feels that, but they don't discuss it. Because there is for me, it was relief. She wasn't with me, mum. That's it. She wasn't suffering no more. Like, I don't have to worry. It is a relief. But you actually deserve that relief to say, do you know what? I tried, but now it's time for me to find myself. And to be honest, right, I don't mean to, and this might go off topic. Since your brother has passed, the development I've seen in you is on another level. And do you know what? If he is looking down, he would be so proud looking at you thinking, that's my sister. And don't start because if you go, then I go. Well, you got the empowered woman you're becoming. And that's just because you've allowed yourself back into you. And that takes nothing away from the love and the compassion that you have for your brother. Now it's time for you to do what you need. And me, as I have witnessed this over the last few weeks, the development I've seen in you, your brother will be proud and he will be next year and he will be saying, do you know what? That's my girl. Sorry. Well, they are proud.
Because, you know what, for 10 years, I was like, all I'm doing is living my life to make my mum and dad proud.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning of this year,
now you're making yourself proud.
Well, I was like, no, this year is all about me.
Yeah.
I turned 40 and I was like, I've got to do this for me. Yeah. I'm taking a step back from the stick. Then he took a bigger step. I did, and I've stuck to it. But I know myself since he has passed. It's kind of, because obviously all the other stuff, like, I lost my job. Well, Wave let me go.
Yeah. Because they were very compassionate.
And all the other stuff that went on around that.
Yeah.
The hassle I had to put up with family and everything.
Yeah.
I did take a couple of weeks out to just kind of be like, okay, what's happening here? And then I've kind of gone, oh no, this is it. You know, the best way to look at it is like, no, you have an arrow and you pull it back.
Yeah.
Or you shoot it forward.
Yeah.
That felt like the pullback.
Yeah. And now it's time to
Go.
to drive it in.
But I don't do it for love the
You're
passion.
doing it for you. No, but
Practical
this was
sense.
what I was getting. He's going to be proud to see you doing you.
Yeah.
You're not having to do anything for anyone else. You're not having to worry about. You've now got you,
Full
and this
control.
is the best version of you I've ever seen. Yeah.
The relief and the guilt. And also, and I know what you're going to say, so let me get out before you say it, is could I have done more? Could I have forced them to go to rehab? Could I have made this happen? All that goes through your head when you lose someone. If I knew my dad, could I have gone in the hospital sooner?
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Could I have got the hospital sooner? Could something different have happened? And then with my mum, it was like, should I have woken up when I was in his? Would I have been able to do something different? It's mad, the guilt you put on yourself.
Do you think, sorry, it's like everything happens for a reason,
I do.
and it happens when it's meant to happen.
Yeah.
I did the one saving grace I've got with my mum and dad going so close together is that we went into lockdown straight after. And if that would have happened during it was not long before lockdown. My saving grace with it, he didn't have to go into hospital on their own. I didn't have to have that type of funeral.
Yeah.
I am so thankful for that.
100%.
Because I couldn't have coped with that. But I truly believe that everything happens when it's meant to happen.
Yeah.
You see things when you're meant to see them. You do things when you're meant to do them. But man, I truly believe when it's meant to happen for you, it will happen for you. Like me having my daughter. I was on my own basically, and I literally had my daughter 4 months before my dad passed. She was like 9 months when they were gone. If I didn't have her, I wouldn't be alive now. So I got blessed with her. They both got to meet her. And then they went, it happens for a reason.
That's one thing to get to me now. If I ever have kids, my mum and dad are never going to meet them. If they ever get married, it's going to be bittersweet.
I understand that.
It's mad what you start thinking about, like I was saying before, it's the little things that people don't think, and everything now is bittersweet. I went to a family party the other week, and got me big cousins from the other side of the family. Big cousins, they're 6 months old.
My big cousins.
Because, well, they are all 6'2", so I'm only 5'5".
Did you say we still speak to these cousins?
Yeah, we like these ones.
Okay, so with any single. God, where am I going to get to?
Wrong podcast.
Sorry.
No, I made them come with me because our family parties, I don't know if like everyone sits in pods.
Yeah.
So you're in your family, that's your cousin's family. Did on my family, I was on in Edinburgh. I didn't want to walk in. Now I could have sat with any of them and they'd have been fine. But I wanted our boys there with me because they're my family.
Yeah.
Sit inside, so
That's your support.
Yeah. So the family party went to was my dad's side of the family, and our boys are on my mum's side. And they quickly came. One lives in Llandudno and one lives in New Brighton, and they drove over to Liverpool to come with me. Knowing full well that's all. I just needed them there for a couple of hours, and then they went then.
I love that, you know. I haven't got that. Like, I literally, there's no family member I could call and go, right, I need you.
Yeah. To be honest, a bit of it is due to what's just happened.
Yeah.
But they aren't always there, then the boys are always there. They always have been. We were all brought up together. I think you already answered this, but and then you didn't. You told me which death was the worst.
Yeah.
Which one hit you the most?
No. So initially, I started the grieving process for my dad, but it stopped abruptly when my mum went, and then I did not grieve for hands on heart. I've only started grieving the last 12 months. I've never cried so much in these last 12 months as I do now. It's little things. Like, I remember my mum's hand, and she had a line on one of the nails. I can picture every detail on it, but it's getting weak. The picture, it's not as strong as it used to be.
For me, it's not remembering what the voices are.
Yeah.
And you watch your family movies and that, it's not the same because it's not the same on video. So when you lost, I'm going to go back to the question.
Sorry, yeah.
What was the one thing you did to be kind to yourself and to get you through the dark time?
I never done anything kind to myself. I drank.
And what do you do now? Because let's be honest, you're never going to not be grieving.
Yeah. Now, I embrace my daughter. I get myself out. Do you know my calmest time? As you know me, I love going walking around cemeteries. And when I'm walking around the cemetery, I'm saying hello to every grave I pass because I want everyone to know they've had someone visit them. And that now brings me peace because I know my mum's watching me. My mum's there wandering with me. Or I love going to the beach, the water. It's self-care for myself now.
Yeah.
Which I'd never done before. I want to live.
Yeah.
I want to be happy and I want to be here and present for my daughter.
Yeah, mine would be, to be kind to myself. I let myself sit with the feelings. Because as we were saying before, the worst thing you can do is suppress them. And then I journal a lot as well. For me, journaling so on. So I'll write it in my journal, write whatever I'm feeling. And I'm the same as you. I love the hikes and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm up mountains whenever I can, and we knew oneself swimming in a lake. But I can't do that. It's not better than a bath, bubble bath. And I know it's like cliche, but it works. I get my book, I get in the bath, and I just chill for a bit, and I look after myself. And just the other week, I had a really bad day. Woke up in a bad mood. I was sobbing by 9 o'clock. White wasn't. Why? And I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah, you're not negative Nelly at all.
And I ended up getting on the phone to someone, sobbing to them, and I was like, right, no, put myself back to bed for an hour, which I never do either. Took myself to the gym, come home from there. I think even had a pizza. Got myself on the couch with the spare duvet from upstairs, and read my book for the rest of the day. Past me would have gone, I'm not feeling that. Forget that. I'm going to.
You'd
I'm gonna
force
keep
yourself.
busy. I'm going to keep doing this. Why am I feeling like that? Stop being stupid.
Like now, what I've learned, the cleansing feeling of that good cry. But it's like something else sticking to me. If something comes on that, I can remember watching with my mum. We just used to watch series. So me and my mum watched Power. She loved that. I've never seen the end ones because I could never watch it again without her.
Yeah.
So I have no clue what happens in it. I can't even read about it, look at it. Or it was like little things like that. I never got to finish series, and I'll never finish that series now. Because I cannot, I'm not ready yet 5 years down the line to sit and watch that without her.
My mum died 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I can only just say now, my mum died.
Yeah.
My dad passed away. Even passed away. Not ready to say any more than that.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's mad how you define them words, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It took a long time with my mum. But like I said, losing my mum broke my heart. It really did.
Yeah.
My dad shattered me.
Losing our Steve, that hit me differently again. It was just, I don't think I was ever expecting it to hit me as much as it did.
He's only 3 years older than me. And look at him, and he didn't do a lot with his life.
Yeah.
Because of the addiction and stuff. And
Yeah.
I think that's why I'm like, no, I'm going to do everything. I've always been like, I know.
That's not just something that you're suddenly thinking, I'm going to do everything. That's always been you. That's always been you that I've known. Like you've always got some idea in your head to do something, or you're always up to something. You've got something in the motion, or you've got something like that's not just because of this. You've always been that. Now you're allowed to do that. It's not that you're allowed, you're allowing yourself to be like, right, this is me.
Yeah.
It's all about me. It's me.
Yeah,
Me.
because I've got no one else to worry about. Danny's in Edinburgh. He's doing great. He's doing whatever. The only two things I'll be lying in this life are the two dogs. And they're both doing great. I think it losing Steve because he's so close in age. I think the back of your mind, you always know at some point you're going to lose your mum.
Yeah. You never expect a sibling.
Not. It really shapes you. Like, and it's shook all my cousins as well. I can see that in our boys. I can see that in...
Because life is just literally...
Yeah. And they're all like, wow. And it's brought quite a lot of us closer together, which is great.
Everything happens for a reason, as they say.
We don't know what the reason is yet. But...
No, but you will find out the reason. But it's brought you closer together. It's brought you back into... It's brought you into your new era, shall I say. This is your new stage of life.
Back to the question.
We keep diverting off these questions. I'm so sorry.
What was the one bit of advice that you were given by someone that helped you through the process now or back then?
I've never been given advice.
Have you never?
I've never. No one's ever. See the way I'm having this talk with you? I've never once in the last 5 years sat and spoke to anyone like this. I've got no one there that is that to me where I'll sit and... If you're not there for my daughter, you're not there for me. I won't open up to people, and I will not belittle myself by wasting my time discussion. And if you haven't been there, if you weren't there for me before, I'm not going to take your advice now.
Yeah.
So for me, it's been my own personal lessons that I've learned, and I'm learning, and that's where I'm more vocal about it, because I never, and I wish I did. I wish I had someone just to hug me and go, yeah, you're doing good. Or
I was the opposite to you. I got too much advice.
Yeah.
Especially when mum passed away. From people that hadn't experienced anything like that.
Yeah.
But you're vulnerable. You're open. I got made to feel, is there something wrong with me because I'm not crying? Probably the best advice I had was stop listening to other people.
Yeah.
Do what feels right for you. people mean well. There is actually one of the questions, what was the one thing that people said to you at the time that really pissed you off? You might not have said at the time it pissed you off, but inside you were like,
Are you looking after your daughter first off?
really?
Yeah. So one thing with my grief journey, I've never had support, and I've never had someone ever turn around to me and said, "You're okay." The closest family member I had was like, "Well, it's not about you now, it's about your daughter." That was possibly why I was so close with my emotion. And listening to you, how many you had around. On my mum's funeral, I sat on my own with my brother's mate. And family at all. There was no chair left on the table. I sat on my own with my mate and my brother's mate.
You know what, though? As lucky as I am, and I know I am to have that family around me, it was overbearing at times.
Yeah.
And I love them all. And if they're any listening, I am so grateful for you being there. But at times, I wanted to just go, leave me alone for a minute and just let me breathe.
But do you know, if you want to say that, you've like, this is one thing I want to put out there is, if you want to tell someone to fuck off or stop interfering or get out my face while you're going through this, say it.
Yeah.
Do not bottle anything up. Do not take anyone else's feelings into account. This is your journey, and only you alone will know how you're going to get through it. I think I'm going to need counselling after this, because for me, I realise how alone I have been in my grief.
Honestly, I mean, I always journal, write it down.
Well,
I done this after my mum passed away, so I didn't journal at this point. This is a new thing for me, the journaling. I used to write letters to my mum.
oh God, the only time I ever wrote a letter to my mum was when I had to apologise when I got caught drinking on the park the night before.
When you feel at first it's awkward, you're like, I don't know what to do. But you start opening up everything into it. And then I used to take them outside to the fire pit and burn them. And when my dad passed away, I'd done it a few times as well. I was joking last week. I said to him, it's a good job he didn't read them, because he wouldn't have thought I was his little.
Yeah, you'd be like, no, that's how my daughter.
It's not good language, but well done on your spelling.
And your grammar and your punctuality, it was amazing.
Punctuality, what I on time?
Punctuation. Well, you were on time with your letter, that's what I meant. So funny.
You've got to find humour. You've got to find the humour in it.
There is always, I've got to say, right, there is always humour in death.
You've got to find it. Like, it may sound a little insensitive, and it is. I don't really care. I was sat in the hospital. So the Monday night we found out he wasn't going to make it.
Yeah.
Oh, Claire, come up. The Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, walked in and gave me a hug. And the first thing she said to me is, Lindsey, I can't believe it. And I was like, I know. And then I was like, 3 in 10 years. I'm running out of family members.
It's dark humour.
Yeah, we were sat around Stephen's bed, telling jokes and everything. And we did laughter come up from that room. Anyone must have thought we were nuts.
Yeah. I think, do you know what laughter is? If you're round, especially if I'm Scousers, we've got this humour where it's dark and
it's gallows humour.
Right. But we will make that laugh and joke. Like, we'll make the joke of the person dying in the bed, and like, you laugh, but you're not laughing. You're trying to incorporate that person in that moment still. Yeah. And it's like, it's to break that initial, like, this is actually happening.
For me, it is a coping mechanism for us. Yeah. It is.
I've got to say, but with me and you in our friendship, we do have a morbid sense of, like,
oh, mine's awful. I'm not being offensive, man. If I am, I'm offending myself, so you can't get offended. If I'm making a joke about my parents that passed away, then right him.
Yeah. I couldn't give a fuck what anyone. Yeah. I am here for me. If you're not happy with what I'm saying, leave my space. There's no harm. I'm not going to get angry with you. You're not getting angry with me. Just don't be around me. If you don't like what I say, there's the door.
Do you find that grief brings out, or the loss of someone, not so much grief, brings out the worst in a lot of people as well?
Yeah. You see people for who they truly are.
You find that people I found this a lot. No, didn't notice it with my mum. With my dad, I went quite numb to everything, so I didn't notice it. But with Stephen, I've noticed it. How many people tried to take advantage of you.
Yeah. With me, mine was more the fakeness of the people. And until my mum passed, I thought I had a solid family unit. And that was my mum's dying wish. She was petrified of me getting left on my own because she knew what our family was like. And that was some of her deathbed conversations. She had, don't leave our Kerry. Make sure she isn't alone. And every one of them bare-faced lied to my mum's face. Because the second their body was cold, they were gone.
You know what, now the way I see it is, we were saying before, you got to see them again. My mum's family got a face, after what they'd done, they've got a face, mum.
I say that.
Do you think that grief has changed who you are as a person and the way you view the world?
Yeah. Now I've allowed myself to feel grief, I feel it's made me a better person because I feel like I'm a lot more compassionate and I've got so much more, I've got more love now than what I've ever had. I mean, love to give type of thing.
Yeah.
I held off on grief for so long. Now I've allowed that grief to penetrate and deal with it. It's made me a better person and I feel I can love a lot easier. And it's a bit of a blessing, grief as well, because it's that reminder that you're not forgetting them. They're still there. It's just how you learn to cope with grief. At the beginning, when we first went to grief, I didn't understand the meaning of grief. I thought I was going through grief and I wasn't. I just blocked it off. Now, I'm only just going through grief, but I'm finding myself a much more compassionate person and loving person. But also, I'm not here for your bullshit. I can see through a person and I'm seeing what truly is there and what people are. And that's how I feel. That's how like, everyone's journey is different.
You're not that far off how I feel in that. I think it changed me in that it's actually given me more confidence because I was never a confident kid growing up. For me, it was like, oh shit, that support unit that you have of your solid unit of your mum and dad, who are always going to be there for you. I mean, obviously extreme. I feel we got in the street and battered someone or whatever. My mum would have been the first one to take me to prison, but she would never have turned her back on me. She would have supported me through anything and
She would have
everything.
made sure you've done the right thing, but
Yeah.
she's doing it.
And loved me no matter what.
Yeah.
So my mum and dad would have loved me through everything, no matter what. And I know you can say, oh, Dan does as well. But even my brother, he can walk away if he wants to.
Yeah.
And he's always going to love you, but
Parents.
it's not the same as that unconditional love from your parents. That safety net of them, and you'll get this, that safety net of knowing anything happens, you can go back to your mum and dad. So that suddenly being gone. And for me, I lost my mum and then, so I had my dad still. And I loved my mum when I was my father's daughter. When he went, for me, that was like, where are you?
Yeah. But that gets me because I missed me hug.
Yeah.
I missed going into my mum. And when my mum was there, she was always there. I'd lie on her bed and I'd put my head on her arse and I'd be like tickling my neck, or I'd just that comfort of going and hugging, and if there was anything, just that human contact.
Knowing that they were there with you.
Yeah, like I've got my own daughter and she hugs the life out of me, but it's not the same as my mum's hug. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Losing my dad, for me, even watching the match, every time I watch a match, I never miss a match. I love the football and I can't watch the match. I mean, probably stupidly our own fault, we did have You'll Never Walk Alone as a funeral. Yeah. At the same time, he was a song that was about him and it was playing just before he passed away. We had the songs on and that was one of the ones up and on. And I can't even watch the match without thinking of him now.
Yeah.
But then I love watching the match because I think my dad would love this.
Yeah.
Especially with everything that went on with the clock era and everything. And,
I was devastated. My dad wasn't there for the clock either.
My dad had the first part of it.
Yeah. No, but like my dad was at the beginning of the year, wasn't he?
I don't know. Losing my dad absolutely shattered me beyond belief. And I think losing him as a second parent, it was, for me, it was just, at times it was too much. And I think that's why, because you don't choose how you grieve. I think that's why my body just went, yeah, you're not dealing with it.
Yeah.
And I did throw myself back into work. I mean, I was self-employed, so I had no choice. I went back to work. I had the whole of December off. Went back into work in the January. Luckily, being a personal trainer, January, it was going to be busy.
Yeah.
I had £4 in the bank when I went back to work. And I lived with my dad. All of a sudden, I had a house to run as well.
Yeah.
I had a dog to feed.
But like, I lived with my mum, and so because my mum was ill, I come out to work and wasn't on benefits, and that my mum's benefits supported both of us. That was scary for me. I didn't know how I'd cope without my mum.
Dad had my own place, so I knew what was coming, so that's why I knew I had to get back to work.
I'd never been a big girl like that. I
moved out when I was 21 and moved in with the next, split with him, got my own place. And then moved back in with Dad because he was struggling over losing Mum. For me, I could hide behind that. I did shut down until lockdown and then I let it all out. But even now, I still, my dad shattered me.
Yeah.
My mum broke my heart. My dad shattered it completely. To the point where at times I was like, I don't know if this is going to go back together. But the grief's changed me in that way, in that I'm more confident now. I've always been dead, like, I've had a lot of empathy for people, I always have, to the point where it was harmful to me. That doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
I've got the empathy and I'll be there and I'll support you. But I know when I need to take a step back.
Yeah.
It's made me a lot braver as well. because I've had to be. I just think because of it, everything that's happened, I'm like, I've survived that.
I feel it's made me fearless. I've created my own safety net now.
Yeah.
Where I've created my structure in my life now where I don't need anyone or anything. I'm fine and secure. I don't need family. I don't need friends. I don't need anyone. I've got myself in a secure place now where I can rely on me. Where I didn't know what to do at first. It has made me fearless.
You were saying about me having that around me. I felt like that. I was lost.
Yeah.
You end up hiding behind people, and that's not good.
I had nothing to hide behind.
No.
Mine was all on the forefront.
Yeah, I was hiding. I was like, a lot of people make the decisions.
It's mad how much a death does to you. I sit and having these conversations, it brings back things. I look back and I think I was the baby of the family. I was the one that got up and done the speech to my dad, done the speech to my mum. No one else had get up and do it for either one of them. It was what I had to do.
Yeah.
I literally planned and done both funerals.
Yeah, I'm quite lucky in that our Dan did do the reading out because I couldn't. I do find with the grief and it changing who you are. I don't think you can ever go through grief and it not change you. I don't think you can ever be the same person you were before that.
Yeah.
Got you?
I think once you've felt grief, you've got so much empathy for anyone else that's feeling it because no one understands the pain of grief until they've gone through it.
Yeah. My big thing was always as well, people don't be strong. Don't want to be strong. I know I'm strong. Everything I've been through, not just with the people passing away, but everything else I've been through in the time. I know I'm strong, but I don't want to be strong anymore.
You know, for us going through such similar things, we've gone through it on the total opposite spectrum. Where you were getting told you were strong and you were good, and I wanted that. No one said anything to me. They put me down. They made me feel as like shy. So we were literally polar opposite. But like we've always said, our lives are so similar. We've gone through such similar things. Until actually sitting and speaking, we're like, wow, we've gone through it, but we've gone through it in two totally different ways.
But yeah, there's nothing to say one way's right and one way's wrong.
But it's not. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But also people, we've never spoke about this, but actually listening to the way you went through it and the way I went through it, if before we've gone in depth like this, we would never have known we went through it different. No one thing is right or wrong.
Yeah.
Do what you've got to do, go through it the way you've got to do it.
Yeah. Because it's the only way you're going to get through it. I don't think it ever heals. I think you learn
to cope in a different way.
The shock of it kind of wears off.
Yeah. I've had like a delayed reaction. You know, where you don't feel pain, you can hurt yourself and you don't feel the pain until the shock's worn off. I think that's what it is for me. It's been a cut. I haven't felt it because of being in shock. Now I've let the shock wear off. I'm feeling the grief, and now it feels more painful for me now than it did then.
I don't know if you found this, but I found that people stop talking about them around me. With my mum passing away, people stop mentioning their mum around me as well. And I'd be like, talk about your mum, she's still there. Or it'd be like, I remember one of my mates arguing with a mum and ringing me, going, oh, she gave me head in. I shouldn't say that to you. Why not? You would have done 6 weeks ago, whatever.
You want to talk, you want to have the memories, you want to have the laughs, you want to have the jokes. It is forgotten when the name stops being mentioned. So I ensure, like, I shout my dad's name, I shout my mum's name, they're never getting forgotten.
It's a way to not let them be forgotten. And I don't want that. They were great. They were my parents, they were amazing. Even our Steve had his issues. Couldn't fault him as a brother though. Like before the aisle.
Do you know what? This society now, it's backwards, because if you say you're grieving, it's you should only have a certain time to grieve, or if you're not grieving, oh well, you're heartless.
Some people treat you like you want leprosy. They don't know how to be around you.
Just say, I don't know. I think people just need to be more honest around death.
You know what I found as well with grief, especially with our Steve, it made me very selfish. I didn't care about anyone else's grief but me own.
Yeah, that's all you should.
I didn't care if anyone else was hurt. I didn't care. I was hurting. I was grieving.
And then you went missing on me for 3 months.
I have a habit of doing that.
But that's how you coped and how you process things.
Yeah, but in that 3 months, I was up to down to Scotland. How many times? How many times you messaged me? I was like, I'm in Scotland.
I know, I need to come to Scotland. Dan, I'm coming to see you and do your comedy.
Well, you could do, or you could just come to Hot Water Comedy Club on the 15th when he's there in town.
Well, you'd have an invite of me.
Well, he's there. 15th of this month, he's in the Hot Water Comedy Club.
That's a shout out to Dan. The 15th Hot Water Comedy Club. come down and see us. Everyone get down the comedy club down there. We'll have to go and see him.
Yeah.
You see people, this is the type of person. She's nasty, isn't she? I'm having to beg to go somewhere and she's like, well, it's a free place. Did you hear? She hasn't invited me.
I think the one thing for me that's got me through a lot of it is how close me and our Dan are anyway, before anything happened. And we kind of just known how to deal with the other person while it's all going on and just be there for each other. Even if it's being like sat on the couch doing that.
It's just being in that company.
Yeah. And he's probably the only other person who could get what I was going through at the time. But even he dealt with it differently to what I did. And he is the one thing that's got me through it all.
Did you find, basically, just after the death, that you go into that organisation mode, you've got to get the papers, you've got to organise everything. It's not until that night of that funeral and it's all over that's it then. There's no going back, it's over. Do you get where I'm trying to get at?
That's normally where you start grieving.
Yeah, that's what
There's nothing else to be done. Everyone else can get, basically, can just do one. I had a lot of hassle given to me by that side of the family and our Steve's partner regarding the funeral and stuff. But I stuck to my guns on what I wanted to do. So, my mum's funeral, my dad and my mum had discussed bits of it. And most of it was let the kids decide.
Yeah.
So then my dad's funeral, we had the clever idea to carbon copy mum's, but with different songs.
Yeah.
Which we did down to the same minister. The only difference was where we got the flowers from. For Stephen's funeral, we were like, well, Stephen helped us plan them too. They must have liked that.
Yeah.
So then we'd done the same thing, but with different songs. We even had the same minister who is now pretty much retired, but came out of retirement just for us. Because I left it a message.
I'm so sorry, but I'm laughing at that. Did you get a discount?
I feel like we should have. You're laughing, but I actually said to people, listen, I've got the numbers on speed dial if anyone needs
I know, but I'm laughing thinking, come on. You know.
I literally said to people, I've got numbers on speed dial here if you need them.
Yeah, like that's the dark humour. That just it creeps in your head and it's like,
but yeah, so they were all carbon copies of each other.
Yeah.
When people were going on and going, this should be done, that should be, I'm like, no. Me and I'm like so focused. That is what we're doing. And I think that helps us a lot as well.
Yeah. So the one thing I want to get out there is no one's grief journey is the same.
No.
Nothing is wrong in grief. There's nothing bad about grief.
As long as you are not harming yourself.
Yeah, that's the main.
Deal with it the way you want to.
There's no right or wrong way to grieve.
Get the help. Just talk to people. Honestly, if people want to message me and talk to me about grief, I will talk all day long about my brother, my mum, my dad. I will listen to whatever you want to say. I will do my best to help you. And if I can't, I'll put you in touch with people I can. Just talk about it. Don't bottle it up. It's the worst thing you can do.
Do you know what's probably one of the best things as well? Speaking to a stranger. It's okay to speak to a stranger because you'll find such a weight taken off yourself by having them conversations. And do you know what? Just having someone listen is a road like a lifeline.
Yeah.
Just being able to express details about your loved one that you've lost. That's what you need to be able to do. If you haven't got friends or family there, hopefully on this podcast you'll hear that there is people there. Come and speak to either one of us. I'd be happy. An ear is always there to listen. Always, never suffer on your own. Always know that there is someone there to listen, support, and counsel. Like whatever you need, the people there, you've just got to be able to embrace it.
For me, honestly, try it. It doesn't matter what you write in there. You can even go online and Google journal prompts, and so many come up. You can Google journal prompts for dealing with grief, whatever you need to. I journal twice a day. You know the funeral?
Yeah.
Do you think that's for the person that's passed or for the family that's left?
It's for the family that's left.
Yes.
It's closure.
Yeah. I was always raised where once you pass, you shall leave your body, the rest is a shell.
Yeah. That's it. For me, on the same, I do go to my mum's grave about once twice a year maximum. I don't go and visit my mum's grave because she isn't there. For me, my mum is in the house. I was born and raised in this house. This is where my mum is. I've got memories everywhere. Like my dad's ashes, I dance with them because that's my actual dad. I can pick him up and talk to him still, but I won't go and visit my mum because that's not my mum there. You know what I mean? It's really weird. Even down to death, I've got one buried and one cremated. And I always thought I wanted to be buried. Never in a million years do I want to be buried. I want to be cremated. I don't want my daughter to feel tied to a plot of land that I'm not even in.
I've got in mind my mum's, dad's, brother's ashes, but we are going to put them in a plot soon.
Yeah.
But that's because we now feel ready to do that.
Yeah.
And Arsenal always wanted to be with my mum, so it's time to put them all back together.
So can I ask you, why would you want to put them in a plot, and why wouldn't you want to scatter them?
Because
No, this is like,
there's not a place that meant something to all three of them. And my dad would want to be at Anfield. My mum
Yeah.
made me if I put that at Anfield. Stephen wasn't into football.
yeah.
There's not one special place that.
But you could get bits and put
No,
them.
I
wouldn't
don't
you
like
do that?
separating them. I know you said you've done that before, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
yours. I do not like the idea of them being separated.
Yeah, and my dad's all over the world.
Yeah. But that's why he wanted. Well, you know, where these people get like little bags and stuff, and that's great, whatever you
Yeah.
want to do.
It's each belief and
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just, even like where they get them tattoos and stuff, I can't.
Oh, no, I can't
It's
get that.
something I've always felt so strongly on, in that, no, they stay whole. My mum and dad are mixed together. Stephen will get mixed with them when they go each to their own, and that's fair enough. But for me, it was always, no, I just can't. But and again, there's not a special place where I'd want to.
But have you got a special place?
No, not with all three of them.
No, but have you got a special place where you'd like them to go?
Again, it's because it's not them.
As soon as you walked in here, I was like, don't mind me, dad just sat off there. But you kind of still introduce them like that. They're here.
But for me, the main thing is, and I know how Dan gets it, Stephen needs to be back with me mum.
Yeah.
And at the minute, I've got on one shelf mum and dad, and underneath Stephen.
Yeah.
And
You
I
need them all together.
It might be selfish, but in my mind, I think that's what they want.
Yeah.
Because that's all Stephen ever wanted, was to be back with me mum.
They're all going together.
And then the only thing is with that is I want to move away from Liverpool. And I'm going to then have to pay someone to keep on top of the grave. Because
I'm going to be a total different question. Who the hell said you can move away from Liverpool and leave me? Like,
I'm gonna be
there's someone talking about grief and then you just give me another loss. What are you playing at? Come on. I was about to be dead nice and say, do you know what, I'd love to care for it for you. And then I thought, hang on, what the fuck? You've just told me I'm losing someone else.
I do want to move away within the next 2 years. He's like, I'm not even lying there. I've got nothing here, Kerry. I've got me. I'm sorry.
Hello? Like,
Don't tell Emma. Don't tell Emma. You've not told Emma this yet either.
Right, well, Emma, have you heard this? You're closer. I love it as well. So that's talking about
In
grief
fact-
and you just give me another loss.
Emma will just say, as long as there's room for me, it's fine.
I can't say that. I've got Tilly.
As if I wouldn't make room for it.
I think you'd make room for her over me, wouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe. You are actually in my phone as Kerry saying, I am looking to move away within the next 2 years.
How far are we looking? You're going up north, aren't you? Down south. Why are you going down south?
Have you seen the coastlines on then?
Plymouth ways? What ways? Cornwall? Cornwall, mate.
Almost anywhere.
I don't want to say too many places and offend anything, so we're lovely.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my geography to work. But anywhere down there.
Geography. I know Scotland's that way. And London's that way. And we're in the middle.
What? No, I'm looking at moving down to.
So like a seaside town where I can come and stay.
Yeah. Have you seen it? You know what I'm like with the beach and the coastlines down there. Exactly.
You know what I'm like with the beach.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's my only thing with putting them there. But then, selfish as they sound, I don't want to lug them around with me for the rest of my life.
You know, you can't.
You know, and it sounds so selfish. I'm lugging around ashes like, not that they don't mean anything.
It's not them, though.
No. But I can't bring myself to put them in like a cupboard or anything.
No, but you know what? It's do what you feel you need to do. Sorry, you're going in the maze at some point. I'm just not ready to part with all of them.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's your way of dealing with it. 11:11. Stop it.
If that right, sorry guys. I've just asked what the time was. We've been going for a while. And what's the time?
11:11.
And if they not angel numbers?
They are.
And I've now got shivers all over my body.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
But anyway,
sorry, that just got me because that just, oh yeah, that how random that.
Makes you wish then? What would be your, like, if you had to give someone a go-to for dealing with, what would you give someone like a little
Right, so like a pep talk.
Yeah.
So understand that nothing you feel is wrong. Whatever you feel, that no one can judge you for. That's your personal feeling. The emotions will come in waves, and it will hit you at times when you think you're doing fine. And finally, laugh. Enjoy the good memories. Like you can cry. I walk around the house and I effing blind after half the time. It's fine. Talk to yourself. Talk to them. Like scream out why. There's nothing wrong in grief. Everything is acceptable. And if people judge you in your time of need and weakness, they're not people that should be in your life, because they're not people that are true to you. A true friend or family member wouldn't judge you at your weakest. They're the ones that'll be there with you, ride or die.
Yeah. Mine would be talk to people about how you're feeling. Talk to people even who don't know how you're feeling. Let people be there. Journal as well would be a big one for me. Write it down, get it out. Just get it out of you somehow, how you're feeling. And then the third one would probably be, as you said, it's okay to laugh. It's okay to cry. Feel. Sit with the emotions and let them feel them, because they're normal. There's nothing wrong with them.
Spend a day on the couch.
Do what you need to do.
Go for a walk on the beach.
So it's just do what you need to do for you to get you through it. But what about everyone else? They'll do what they want to do for them. I think we're pretty much done, because I am drained.
I feel like I've just had a good counselling session talking about this. It brought up so much that I forgot, and that's the main thing. Keep talking.
The other thing about grief is don't expect it to end. It keeps going. It's always going to be part of who you are.
Don't make it define you.
For me, okay, well, it's going to be part of who I am, so I'm going to make that a positive. Use it for fuel. To fuel yourself and keep you going. I like to do this a lot. What is the one thing that you are grateful for this week, or at this present moment?
My daughter learned how to ride a bike on 2 wheels. That's the joy I've got out of me. A year ago, I was sat in the house. I wasn't interacting and things like that. Now I've just got to see my daughter ride on 2 wheels.
Appreciating the little things.
Yeah. And you know what? The joy that comes with it is unimaginable.
Mine this week would be realising that I can pretty much do anything I put my mind to.
I totally agree with that, because I think you're amazing.
Thank you. Because we put the other podcast out last week, and people that had reached out and gone, Lindsay, love that. Lindsay, love that. It's been so amazing to be like, people are proud of what I've done. People are like what I've done. It's not a feeling that I'm used to, and I'm actually going to find something I can go to. Especially with these people that are reaching out that I haven't spoken to in years.
Yeah.
And being like, keep going, kid, you're doing well.
Yeah.
I had someone reach out, you've been inspiring me for 10 years. Your podcast is going to keep me going. I'm like, mate, thanks. So all I want to do is help people. I've started that CBT course, and I just want to help people.
This is your time, and I cannot wait to see you fly and glow and literally smash and dominate.
Yeah, it is now my time, hence the moving away. I've never, not actually ever stopped me here, but once Mum passed away, I had to look after my dad. Then my dad passed away, Stephen needed me. No one needs me, right? And do you know what? For the first time, I feel like I can live for me.
You're a ship ready to sail that's got no anchor.
Yeah. Other than me dogs, they're easy enough to load and they'll come back in the car.
They've got their own seatbelts. I've never seen 2 more pampered pictures.
This tattoo here, it says, I'd risk the fall just so I know how it feels to fly.
Yeah.
I got that over 10 years ago. Now it's time to do it.
But how apt is that now?
I don't know if you're feeling it. I'm now excited.
I'm excited for you. I'm at the start of my journey of where you're at dead right. You're ready to go.
Yeah.
So I'm watching you with pride, and I'm like the growth, and like I'm loving witnessing it. I'm proud of you and seeing the growth in you, and I want you to keep going, and I know you will, because you've got the drive and ambition that no one is going to stop you.
I think losing Steve, because I was from the beginning here, I was working on me, but I think losing Steve has given me that kick up the arse. I've got no ties. I've got a job that I can do pretty much anywhere. I can do PTing anywhere.
And you go at it. Lindsay's PT coach up on it, guys.
The coaching and all that I'm doing, that is all eventually going to be online. I can do that from anywhere.
So the world's your oyster.
Yeah, it's time to go.
I think
we're
that's
done.
it wrapped up.
That cake is still calling my name, so I need to go and eat the cake.
Yeah, so thank you
Kerry's going to
very
make
much.
another cup of tea.
I've had me on making a cup of tea. But you know what, thank you very much, because you've allowed me to process stuff that I hadn't even processed on this conversation, so thank you.
You didn't even realise you needed to process it.
Yeah, I did.
And I think getting it out is the best thing you can do.
So thank you.
You're more than welcome.
I'll speak to you again one day.
You will.
Bye.
Bye.